Yo, what's going on, guys? Street Rider So 9, welcome back to my channel. So on today's video, what I have for you guys is I'm going to share with something I'm about to do to my truck. One thing that I've been neglecting on this truck, well, one of many things, is my bed. You guys can see I installed, it's called the Herculiner. I want to say this was back in 2008 is when I first rolled this liner up on here, and over the years I have never hesitated from using my truck for what it is. So you know, I've put a lot of abuse on it. So what I'm gonna do right now, I just washed it, swept it out. This is the cleanest it has been literally in freaking almost 10 years. I'm gonna go ahead and scuff up all of this areas right here. I'm gonna scuff all of this up because what I'm actually doing this time, see, like this happened from that stupid rack that I had on here, since I had it on here without painting it. So I'm gonna sand all of this. No, I'm not sanding. I'm gonna scuff it up a little bit so it has no more clear, because when you're applying the Herculiner, that's also the thing you want to do, is you want to make sure that you always they give you like a scuffing pad in the kit, and you got to scuff up the whole thing so that I guess the glue or the paint adheres 100% to the bed. What I'm going to be doing this time, since I have that rack now that I put on here constantly, I'm going to go ahead and mask off with tape right along this edge right here, and I'm going to paint and put the Herculiner up on here too. So I'm going to leave this a couple more minutes to dry out. Then I'm going to go up here and mask, because the first thing I'm going to do is mask. Once I'm done with that, I am going to take my scuff pad and go on some of the areas, like I can kind of see a little bit of an oily spot right there, so I'm going to try to clean that up. I'm going to take a razor blade and cut off all of these little pieces right here that they've been peeling off slowly over the years. You know, you don't want to just lather some new stuff over this, because it's literally just going to come right off. So you just want to cut it, kind of cut it off at the area where it's dying, and start up a new one, little areas like this. So I'm just going to take a razor blade and cut all this stuff off, clean this up a little bit more, so you guys can see. Originally it was set up right here, but must have hit this a couple times. So I think what I'm going to do this time, I'm just going to go literally all the way to the edge and even paint this too. Same on this side, go over everything. Alright guys, so for those of you who don't know what the Herculiner looks like, this is the box that contains the kit. It's a complete roll-on kit, as you see right there. If you look right here, it gives you a little example of what the turnout will be like. So it's a little bit different than like the Rhino liners and all that, but you know, it works for me. I purchased this for 97 bucks. I think I saw it as cheap as like $80 at some point. So it's a full gallon, and it comes with a roller with 2 of these. I used one up from this kit a while back on a different truck. It comes with a little brush to get in the little corners where you can't get with that roller, I mean. A scuff pad and a little key. So let me show you guys what I did. This is ready. It's all dried out. I cleaned out the inside. I scuffed up the areas that had the raised paint. I came in here with a razor blade. I took off all the pieces that are loose. And there. I masked off the sides of what I'm going to do right here. That rack did that to it, but so it's very simple, you know. Same on this side, so you guys can see. Took off my tail lights just because they're easy to take off, and you know, they're out of the way. Then I just matched up right here, made sure that this is gonna be even on both sides. That looks good. So this is as far as I'm going to go down on this. So So I think we're ready to go. One thing, when you're going to work with this, make sure you wear clothes that you do not want or don't care getting messy, because that stuff gets on you. It's a pain in the ass to take off. So actually it's impossible once it gets on your clothes. So make sure you wear some. I'm going to change to a coverall right now. And I'm going to start, obviously you want to start with the sides first, then the front, then that front of the bed, middle, back, and then finally the tailgate, and then close the tailgate and be done with the tailgate on the outside. And that's the way you want to do it. You don't want to start here, 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 tailgate, get up in there, and then you're boxed in. You accidentally screw something up, you know, trying to jump over or trying to jump out of your bed. So let's get started. All right, guys, so there it is. Just popped the cover out. It's been in my storage probably for about 5 years, and look how good it still looks. So you just want to make sure you mix this really well. That's what's going to give you the best look, is if you mix this really well, because basically all the little grains are you know, sunk down to the bottom because of the weight. So as you start seeing me mix this, you see how it's getting more grainy. That's because I'm bringing them up off the top. So all right, I think we're good to start rolling some of this stuff off. So grab your roller, good little clump. This is how I did it the last time. I just kind of clumped it on there, and then nice and slow. Keep in mind it's also paint, so you want to make sure that you go nice and slow. That way you don't make it too runny. Also, you don't want to push this fast because it flings the grains. So you don't want that to happen. You want it to stay right where you put it. So just nice and easy. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna, you know, watch this video and say, yeah, I'd rather pay to have mine done, but less than $100 versus $300, $400, $500, $600. You know, I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on a bed liner. The way I see it, those $100, no matter how bad this job looks, it is not gonna be worse than what the bed looked like. You know, so. But I can tell you what already, I've literally only sprayed this, I rolled this for 2 minutes, and it already looks way better. Okay, so the reason why I laid a bigger piece, a bigger clump of paint right here is because if you guys notice, that's where the paint was. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this first, let this sit here for a little while, and then when I'm ready to go over the whole thing again, it's gonna give it a little bit extra thickness. All right, guys. So I've been at this probably around 40 minutes. So far, I got that whole side right there, the front. I'm working on this corner right here. I wanted to show you guys using the brush. It's super easy. So if you're up in these corners, just grab a bunch of it and just kind of dab it in there and start working it around, much like if you were painting. Don't be scared to drop any. So what I do is I just grab it from this corner. I mean, I could obviously move my bucket, but it's not a big deal. And then just dab it in. Don't be scared of it kind of dripping, because literally just grab it and put it back up. It's nice and thick, so you know it's not like it's gonna drip all the way to the bottom. And then kind of, you know, just like if you were giving it texture. If you guys leave clumps like that and like that, make sure you clean them right away, because those are the ones you don't want to let them dry, because then you'll notice imperfections on your bed. Even all the little ones, it doesn't matter, because you just don't want to leave anything, leaving like a drop of paint or you know, a smear, because you can definitely see it once it dries. So make sure you smash all of those. All right, we're good. If you got a lot of paint still like that, just use your brush and brush it away, bring it over to a different spot. You don't want to let it sit like that and dry like that, because then it just kind of doesn't look even to the rest of the bed. Or another thing you can just do is wait for it to be a little bit more dry and then go over it again with the roller. That also helps to kind of give it that form, that bed liner look. So I'd say this looks pretty good on this side now. So that's how it looks, guys, right here. Sides only. let me continue on with the bed now, and then I'll pick this back up at the tailgate. Alright guys, so I finally ran inside the house to grab my tripod so you guys can get a little better view of this without all that shaking. I'm down to the very last part of my bed so you guys can see. So let me show you guys pretty much just how I do it without all that shakiness. You just dump a bunch of it in my hand, and not in my hand, in the roller. You guys shouldn't be scared to tackle these projects on, to be honest with you. They're super easy. Some stuff is just time consuming, but like when I did my bed on this thing, honestly, I remember I started Saturday morning. I was done about midday, and I was laying the Herculiner on the bed itself. You know, no, it didn't have Herculiner already. It was white paint. Not joking. Within 3-4 days, I ended up ordering another kit for my brother-in-law because he saw how easy it was. So we ended up doing his the following weekend, his truck, F-150. And then following that, after a couple people saw my bed, you know, they wanted, some friends, they wanted the same thing. So the cost is definitely worth it, to be honest with you. If you guys can't see it, but there's a little bit of white paint right here and here, a little bit here. I'll just leave that alone. I'm gonna move on. By the time I'm done with this will be a little bit more dry, so I'll bring another light coat over all that just to cover up the paint, and that's it. Alright guys, so that's the end result. I would say it's pretty good for under $100. I just took off the tape on this side. I was going to show you guys basically how easy it is to peel it off right now. And you want to do it right now because you don't want to do it later on, because if you allow it to dry, it's when it starts giving you issues, because then practically the tape will stick to the bed liner. See how easy that was? Make sure you use some kind of a painter's tape. Don't use electrical tape or masking or the duct tape. There it is. There it is. All right, so let me put the tail lights back on. I'm going to take off the piece for the tailgate, and that would be it. It'd be a done project. All right, guys, so it's all done. This is how it looks. Obviously I gotta wash the truck now. There it was. All in total, I'm in it about 3.5 hours. That was just, like I said, it's just to retouch up the bed after 8 years, 7 years. You guys would probably take a whole half of the day at least to do a brand new bed without bed liner. But ultimately, honestly, I think you guys don't have a better way to do it than doing it yourselves for under $100 and one half an afternoon on the weekends. So you guys decide by, you know, kind of judging by what this looks like. And this is exactly what it looks like when you first do it, because one thing to keep in mind, this is a short bed. If you're gonna want to go ahead and get that kit and your truck is a long bed, you might want to go with like a gallon and maybe a quart, just to make sure, because you do want to apply light at first, but then the second and third coat, if you get to a third coat, second coat, you want to apply it pretty thick. That way, you know, you kind of minimize your time spent. But you can easily run out on 1 gallon if it's a long bed, I would think. You know, so I've never done a long bed, believe it or not. Everything I've done is short beds. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it helps you guys determine something you guys want to tackle. Like and subscribe.